Welcome to this episode of Broke vs. Pro and our fine sponsors, Micro Center. Today, Gerald Undone, the camera expert and YouTuber extraordinaire, is going head-to-head with me to see who can build the best YouTuber setup. Is that gonna offend you if I get a ring light?
I mean, it'll make mine look better, so go for it.
So our challenge is very simple. Gerald is going to be building a high-end professional setup using the wide variety of items that we can select here at Micro Center from the creator aisle. I will be using that same aisle, except with an eye for the less loved.
Value.
Yeah, value, exactly. Let's go take a look. Welcome, my friend, to the creator aisle.
Okay.
So, if we were here a couple of years ago, this would have been like half an aisle, but they actually have, I would say, like a pretty decent amount of stuff. You've got a bunch of higher end cameras up top here. You've got a camcorder. Joanna, did you bring our red to Micro Center?
Oh, I didn't even notice that.
What's our red doing here?
Micro Center sells reds now.
That's not true, actually.
It doesn't have a tag.
Yeah, where's the sticker?
There is. Hang on.
Oh.
You know what? If any of my audience is watching this, we'd be like, of course he gravitates to the Sony camera. I'm not paid by Sony, whatever. I just saw whenever you see the cardboard box.
Yeah.
It's the FX line, and I like the FX cameras for live streaming when I don't know what the setup is, because they have a fan. And so that way I'm like, just go for as long as you want.
So I'm guessing you're gonna lock the FX30 in.
I mean, everything else is great, but if I get to spend however much I want to spend, then I'll buy this one. Yeah,
Well, that's the thing.
you didn't give me any rules, so.
I'll deal with Micro Center later. So if you're gonna go with an FX30,
Yes.
I'm gonna go with something a little bit more affordable. So the idea with these setups is that they need to be functional for streaming, but also to record if you're doing a normal YouTube video, right? So you wanna have nice looking A-roll, and you wanna have at least 1080p, like bare minimum. Ideally 4K, but for me, I think I might, so I have two options. I'm trying to go as cheap as possible. There are a large number of webcams here. I mean, this webcam is literally $11, right? Like, I could just roll with this. Or would I count the price of my phone in the equation? Because I feel like everyone already has a phone, right?
Only if you have
plug
a
in.
premium, I think. If you have like an extreme phone, then maybe the premium on that phone.
I mean, does everyone not use an iPhone 15 Pro? Is that too?
I think that has a premium one.
Damn, all right, fine. I'll use a webcam. All right. I feel like the C920S is the smart move, but that's a lot of money. I think I need to go cheaper. What if I make this a little bit more of a challenge? What if I legitimately go with the $12 webcam and try to make this look as good as possible? 1080p for live broadcast
Well, that's what you're doing, right?
and video chat. It's 2 megapixels and it's $12. So yours is $1,700, mine's $12.
Yeah. There's your title.
All right, I'm gonna lock in the $12 webcam. I'm gonna regret this later, but like, I think it'll be fine. So now that we've got this, should we look at lighting?
Sure.
So I'm not super familiar with Nanlite. Is that a company that you know?
Yeah, they have a full range of products. I mean, they're going to be even bigger stuff than you'll find at a Micro Center. Like,
Yeah.
you can get like industry level stuff, but you can see these big COBs.
Oh, it's all Nanlite.
Yeah.
So
I would say though, on average, probably higher budget than for the budget build.
yeah.
Yeah, like
So basically saying I don't have money for Nanlite, but you do.
well, I don't know what your budget is, but you save money on your webcam.
I did save money on the webcam, but I think my budget's like $100.
$100 on lights or $100 all in?
All in is. How about this? Why don't you go first, and I'll just copy your notes. Go ahead. Why don't you look at your light?
Yeah, so I'd want to, based on the setup that you showed me, I'd probably put a key on me. Normally I would do some kind of fill light, depending on the setup. You could also just do like a bounce with like a reflector or something. And then I even sometimes like a little hair light action, some kind of like little rim, you know? And then something for accent, which we could do with like a tube, something like that. So I think the biggest thing I've seen here is to have the 150, which
This big guy up here
is this one.
Yeah. So I will say that for a big light like this, $260 is actually not bad.
It's not
But then
bad, yeah.
Another $100 for the softbox.
Yeah.
Like that. So I found a $20 ring light. You know what? I could go with the influencer light. It is going to help me get more subscribers. Oh, it's color adjustable. I can go between 3,100 and 5,500. See, that's basically the same thing as you've got.
Pretty much locked
Okay, I'm going to influence myself by buying this. But you know what? I'm encouraged by your capabilities. I'm going to get 2 lights instead of 1. Oh wait, what if I actually do get a ring light? You know, if I, instead of using it as like a normal light to like light me from the front, what if I put it off to the side? Because that should be like a decent amount of power, and it's got its own little stand and everything. So if this is my lighting setup, I feel good about that. Now the question is going to be audio, because this is where I'm not playing. I've got. Oh, wait, I'm out of money already. Wait, hold on, huh? What? How much was this, $40? $40, 40, 56. I got like $30 for my audio.
You might run into trouble there.
Why don't you go first with the audio this time and see what you could do? What,
So when we walked by, you said Shure SM7B and MB7 and stuff like that, I think.
yeah, on the top shelf, if you want to be a pro.
I have been kind of going overkill on everything so far. The MB7, there's going to be some audio snobs that argue with me here, but you can get probably like 85–90% of the way and save some money. So I'll go a little easier on your wallet, Austin, and we can get an MB7.
But maybe we'll get the MB7 Plus. It just sounds better, you know.
Oh, so you got RGB on it? Yeah. Okay. So that's great. You got yourself a real nice mic. So now with $30, my choices are still actually. I have some choices. Wait. No, I'm gonna save some money. I'm gonna not influence myself. I'm gonna uninfluence myself. I'm gonna get two. What if I get two ring lights? So if I do two, I'd save some money. So that's 40. I'm at only $50. So now I got $50 for my mic, which is a much better. Yeah. Okay. I'm feeling okay. Yeah. $50 for mic. Now what can I find that's $50? This HyperX is on sale for $40. I don't know if it sounds good. It is high res, which is better than low res. It's tap
How
to
does
mute.
it connect to?
USB.
Okay.
It is USB. I'm gonna lock in the solo cast, which gives me a total for two lights, a webcam, and a mic of $90. I'm feeling good. I feel like mine's gonna be just as good as yours. No one's gonna be able to tell the difference at all.
You're probably right.
That'd be kind of sad. So now that we've got our creator setups mostly sorted, the next task is to get ourselves a gaming PC. Now I say gaming, but even though we can game on it, it's actually more so like supposed to be like a streaming PC, I would say.
Here's the sweet thing about gaming PCs,
Yeah.
Austin, is you can buy, as somebody who's a video editor, wink, and a YouTuber, gaming hardware allows me to do those things.
Yeah, of course, you're buying an RTX 4090
Exactly. For video editing.
For video editing.
For video, yeah.
What? You can't game on a 4090. That's crazy. So the goal here is we're going to work together on the PC. So I think once we build our setup, we'll each have like half of the desk. We'll put the PC in the middle. We'll route all of our stuff into it via OBS, so that way we can share and collaborate. And I don't have any more money left, so.
Wait, am I buying the PC part?
Yeah, it's all you. Let's go. All right. Now, we did exercise some restraint with the PC, choosing an RTX 4060 instead of a 4090 and an Intel Core i5 14600K as opposed to something higher end, largely because these have the latest generation of QuickSync and NVENC to make sure that our video encoding will be as smooth as possible. So let's go ahead and round up the last of our components, and let's get this PC and YouTuber setup on the road. So we have ourselves about 3.5 hours to build this entire setup. So why don't we do this? I'll start building the PC. Why don't you start building your half of the setup? And then it will take me 3 seconds to set my two ring lights at the end, and we'll call it a day. So my setup is actually going to be relatively simple. Certainly when it comes to the PC, it's not actually enormously complicated. So we do have ourselves a 650 watt gold power spec. This is the fully modular variant. This system's gonna probably pull close to like, I don't know, like 400 watts top, so it's not really gonna be too demanding. One of the things I wanna make sure that we're doing is designing this with the idea that there's a lot of flexibility involved, because while for gaming, you're gonna wanna upgrade your setup every few years, when it comes to editing, you may have to upgrade your setup more often, because like, who knows, you wanna buy some new Blackmagic camera that shoots in 36K.
I mean, Austin,
Yeah.
we're running into a height issue in this studio you guys
Oh,
have.
is it because the studio is not designed for tall people like you?
We might have to sit.
Let's sit.
Okay. I'm gonna go for sitting
Well,
height.
I mean,
We'll be the
Austin
same.
is Austin's probably fine.
Oh.
Can you get off your Apple box, please?
John, I regret asking you to please put on a mic today. You're like, you just take that right back off now.
Look, it's Austin's coming into my shop.
You've been here for 10 minutes. Disrespect immediately. Obviously, right now, we're using all of our very lovely, soft studio lights. But when we actually do this for real, we're killing all of these guys. So it is just going to be purely down to our artistic endeavors. and how dim I can set my ring lights.
Okay, so I finally locked in this crazy rig setup. Going for a seated position, so we brought everything down. Got the parabolic softbox set up here, and I turned it up too much. You can see that I'm all blown out on the monitor here, too bright. But we can also talk about the advantage of a grid, which a lot of times they come with. This grid, I think, is actually slightly cheap. I think this might have been for the 90 centimeter softbox, which they also offer. But we can still kind of give a rough example with this one on. I don't think I'm going to use it for this setup anyway. But so with this like this, not only am I less bright now because there's less like overall light with the grid, but it just kind of, as you can see, it makes it so the angles are coming more straight out because the grid is like small little fences all the way, so it just kind of hits me and it'd be more directional. In this shot though, it makes almost no difference again because the wall is so far away and because the house lights are lighting up the wall. And then if you don't want it, just. So now I just need to dial in the intensities that I want. I'm making sure I'm happy with this one and making sure I'm happy with the exposure. And we're getting there. How are you doing, Austin, with your computer build?
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like I underestimated Gerald in this one because I went into it going, ha ha ha, I have like a super low budget webcam, ha ha. And I'm seeing the level of like craftsmanship that you're going through with your lighting, and I'm a little bit concerned that mine may in fact not be up to scratch. But you know what? The PC's gonna be great. The PC's gonna be just ripping once I get the AIO on.
I think maybe we'll go help Austin because
Are you done? Yeah. Really? I haven't even my system posted yet, much less my setup built. And now, let's install our 4K 60 Pro. Now, this is an HDMI capture card. Now, this is not, strictly speaking, necessary. So there are other ways to get video in. Now, for my setup, I'm not going to be using this at all because I'm literally just plugging in a webcam. Now, for the FX30, I know that there are multiple ways to connect it, including you can just use like a USB capture card, which is pretty easy. But this is going to give you much higher quality. Honestly, I think you're ready to actually fire this thing up. This actually looks really, really clean. Now, we still obviously have a lot of other stuff to do. Like, I had not even begun building my setup. We have the Stream Deck, my mic, all that stuff, but we're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna do a test boot of the system. Oh, good. Yep, we're in. Hey! Z790 motherboard, Core i5 14600K. We've got ourselves 32 gigs of RAM. All right, cool. And we do have our PCI Gen 5 SSD, so we'll go ahead and XMP it, and I think we're good. Let's just plug in our Windows install USB, and we'll get this thing going. I think we might be okay here. I actually am feeling relatively confident. While Mr. Professional over here might have thousands of dollars of high-end equipment, I have an $11 webcam. So I'm a little bit afraid to see what this looks like, because it's not gonna be.
I can't wait.
And it's gorgeous.
You get all the pixel?
It's not very good. You know what? It's fine. It's fine. I love the fact that it's like 7 frames per second, maybe 15 frames per second. So we're gonna have to dial in some real corrections. Do you see how far behind it is? The audio and the video sync? Like, it's like a solid half second off. So I'm gonna have to fix that later.
Oh, there you go. There's your 1080p.
1080p, okay. Oh, you really are a wizard at this. Thank you. And now it's time for my setup, starting with my beautiful ring lights. Okay, so this is our base, all right? And then we lock that down something like this. And then, does that go?
You need some kind of little adapter or something. Where'd you get that from? What's that in here?
I don't know. I don't know where anything
That's a
is.
cord connector. Oh, it's like
Oh
a
my
socket
God,
kind
you
of
do the
thing.
whole socket, yeah. Let there be light. Ow! Let there be less light. There we go.
It's actually pretty gradual.
I'm gonna get to tweaking my setup here. I'm gonna dial it in real good. Don't worry, it's gonna be just the crispiest of crisp.
With your one other light.
I'm gonna do one more other light and change the webcam shutter speed and stuff, and I'm sure it'll be great. Hello, my friends, and welcome to Austin's high quality setup. I've got my $12 webcam, my beautiful ring lights that are ringing me with beautiful light, and I've also got myself a microphone, which hopefully sounds pretty decent. Now, I have not had a ton of time to iron this setup out. My biggest question is I'm not entirely sure what my levels are. I just turned them down a little bit. They seem like they're fine. We'll see how this actually sounds, but this is a little look at what my beautiful setup is like. Now, if I had a little bit more money, upgrading my webcam would actually make quite a big difference because it's a little dark and a little blurry. But this is what my setup looks like. You want to hop in and see? Look, see? Isn't this great? What's so funny?
You know, for $100, that's what it is.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay, fine.
I have a sneaking suspicion that this is your best item, and that like your $40, whatever this one you spent in, that's actually going to pay dividends. And it's like the audio is going to be significantly better than your video. I suspect.
I can't hear anything, but you, dear viewers, are listening to this microphone right now. So, does it sound great? Is it amazing? Or did I not configure it right and it sounds like a bunch of garbled nonsense? Well, I'm sure it's going to sound just as good as your setup.
I actually want you to jump in the setup, and I'll switch it on OBS.
I feel like you're trying to trick me.
No,
Wait,
it's good.
don't need it?
I want you to go
Okay,
over
you
there.
sit in this setup then.
Yeah. Okay, sure.
So we'll trade. Okay. Tell me when.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, it's me at Gerald height. I can't see what's going on. Tell me, what does the setup look
You
like?
look fantastic.
Yeah?
It looks really sharp, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
I'm sure the viewers are seeing it.
It's probably the same. I mean, is there actually a difference at all? I don't think. It probably looks
I
exactly
can
the same, right?
count your eyebrow hairs. Like, I
Oh.
can, like, the detail is there.
Okay, why don't we swap? You walk everyone through this setup.
Okay, so we got an FX30,
Yeah.
right? I threw on a Sony lens that I had in my bag because I forgot to get one at Micro Center. That is a 16 to 25, and I think we are probably just a little bit tighter than 16, but we're definitely on the wide side. We're all the way open at 2.8, which does help give a little bit of separation in the background. It's nice and sharp on us whenever we were in it, and then pretty blurry back there. The light here is 150 watt COB behind a 60 centimeter parabolic softbox.
It's so soft. It really is.
It is, yeah. We have space to go bigger. Like we probably could have fit everyone, but it's doing a nice enough job. I think at 60. And then of course, a little bit of production design. Luckily, I didn't have to do a lot here because we're in a YouTube studio, so a lot of it was set up. But all I did was we got some tube lights, and what I like to do is I like look at the main shot, and then if I see something that looks weird, so the couch was looking dark. So we put a tube light and kind of lit along the couch just to bring it up a little bit so you can get some detail of what it was. Some color accents. I like to do a purple and orange theme, so I put those in the back wall. And just looking for pockets where I thought it could use a little bit of extra attention. All this one's doing is there's a small little 60 watt up there with a hyper reflector on it. So it's a hard light coming across. You can see without it, the contrast ratio on my face is really, really stark. Like it's almost black over here. And I'm also starting to just kind of disappear into the background. But if we turn it on, then not only is it going to line my shoulders, which gives me some, 3D effect, it's also filling in that side of my face, and I'm getting a little specular, which is it's the opposite of that contrast, where it's almost like white, black, gray in terms of the luminance.
Well, where's your ring light?
I do not have a ring light.
Well, this is a round light.
It's true.
It's ring light.
And then for audio, we have an MB7. We're just running the USB. We didn't really tweak it at all.
Yeah.
Plugged it in and dial it in. You should dial it. I'm not saying don't, but I'm saying, look, this is what it sounds like. Yeah.
Because there's an actual Shure app I think you can download that can actually help to customize some stuff. You can get into the Windows settings. But again, we just plugged all this stuff in. We're running it straight to OBS. So
we have a computer running literally. I mean, you can see it in that camera. It's this close, and
I will actually give us a little bit of props on the actual computer. We are obviously utilizing a bunch of the actual Fractal fans.
Yeah.
This thing is dead silent. It is recording right now. Now, mind you, most of the work is being done through the GPU, through NVENC, but like the PC is not breaking a sweat. And I can hear it when I put my ear here. As soon as I move a few inches away, it's like this.
I doubt that a dynamic mic like this, close mic, that's not gonna be a factor at all.
Yeah. I'll give you this is a pretty good setup. But I mean, if we come back over to clearly the superior setup, and I just switch back from that looking angle to this, you can see that we're pretty much exactly the same. I mean, can you tell that maybe you've got a couple extra pixels and I think it's the same. I mean, we're just doing a little A/B. So this is Austin's angle, $100, and then this is Gerald's angle. Oh wow, it's like I'm living in real life.
It is really sharp, is it not?
That's a little. Well, no, but come back to me. This is also sharp. Okay, you know what? Maybe what we've learned here is that you should spend slightly more than $100 building your setup, or you should give your buddy Gerald a call and he'll help you build something that's goes from this to this. I hate that looks so good. That looks third.
I was surprised by the disparity, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not trying to advocate for, spend so much money all the time. I usually try to actually find a value choice. But I do think there must be, there's got to be a minimum threshold where at least the camera has to be good enough that it can utilize the other aspects. And then that's when you should dump your money into lighting and production design and stuff once the camera's at a minimum. And I feel like that minimum might actually be a callback to us talking about phones. I think if you have a decent phone, then the phone can appreciate good lighting.
Let us know who won in the comments below. And if you like, definitely be sure to go check out Gerald's channel.